All right, everyone. Hey, Korean coming up, and we have Hyunwoo 선생님 in the studio. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Hello, everybody.
How are you, Hyunwoo?
I'm doing great.
It's good to have you here once again. Thank you very much for joining us. And it's also fun because it's Friday and people are waiting for the weekend.
That's right.
So we will close down our week with a Korean lesson prepared for our listeners all over the world. And many people are looking forward to it because it's a fun but also free way to learn Korean language.
That's right. And there's also no good or bad day to learn a few words,
Of course.
in a language that you want to master. And today is Friday, in Korea at least. I don't know, you might be listening to this on the weekend.
Or maybe you're watching our video and it's another day during the week. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter if you pick up one word. We're going to actually introduce a few words today related to this month theme.
The
food,
theme.
Yeah, food and restaurant. But if you just remember one word and if you can use it in 3 years, that's totally fine.
Then it's a success.
Yeah, it's a success.
I guess.
Yeah.
And Hyunwoo 선생님, he's also here to give you some tips if you're trying to learn a new language. He himself, he speaks several languages and he did not study overseas. So he learned everything on his own.
Well, I kind of wish I could have actually.
Yeah, well,
but
it didn't happen, but he still speaks much better than many people here who have studied overseas.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
So it's good to have him here. He can be some kind of role model for you as well. If you have any questions related to Korean vocabulary, language, grammar, maybe something you heard on in a TV show or in a song, in a drama, you can send it in and we will try to help you. So Hyunwoo, for part one, we're going to talk about Korean words, phrases related to restaurants and eating out.
That's right. Well, these words and phrases that you use in a restaurant can be used in a friend's home or in your own house. So they're not totally only related to eating out. And whenever you learn words, my approach to learning new words is you have to spend a lot of time with that word. You have to imagine using it. You have to kind of remember what you did earlier, like today with that word. So you have to, we like to go through lots of examples. So that's what we will do today.
Okay, that's very good.
Yeah. And when you come to Korea, the most common tool that you will use, because there's so many rice-related dishes, is a spoon.
A spoon?
You need a spoon to eat, right?
Yeah, they give you chopsticks and a spoon.
That's right. So you need to know at least how to say spoon and chopsticks.
If you go to restaurants, you're not going to eat with your hands here.
No.
You'll definitely need some spoon and probably chopsticks as well.
Yeah.
Chopsticks is not always easy, especially if you come to an Asian country for the first time. You might be like struggling a little bit and you're in the end you'll just be poking the food or maybe just using your spoon.
Yeah, and what I also think is interesting is chopsticks are used like all over the world. Like you can find them in the States, in China, in Japan.
Sure.
But in Korea, particularly, I guess, we use metal chopsticks that are heavy.
Yeah.
So they can be really...
And they're pretty thin too.
Yeah. So
thin and
heavy.
In metal. So in Japan, usually it's, I think, they have more like a...
Yeah, wood,
and it's kind of pointy at the end. In China, it's also, I think, wooden chopsticks. So it's usually a bit easier. But here in Korea, it can be tricky. You can practice and tell us how it goes.
That's right. So let's learn how to say spoon and chopsticks
let's
first.
do that.
Okay, so...
spoon.
Like, let me give you an easier word. Spoon and chopsticks as a set together, it's 수저.
수저.
Yeah, 수저.
수저 주세요.
수저 주세요. Please.
주세요 means like please give me, right?
Me. So 수저 is just spoon and chopsticks.
수저.
Yeah, but spoon alone is 숟가락.
숟가락.
가락.
숟가락 is spoon.
Yeah, 가락 is basically, it's not used alone, but it's basically something that is long. So you have 가락 on your body too. 머리카락. And 손가락, they're long, right? So 손 is hand, 손가락 is your fingers, 머리 is your head, 머리카락. Long things coming out of your 머리카락.
I never thought about that actually, but yeah.
Yeah, so karak is basically something long and thin.
That you use to describe different objects.
Different objects.
Okay.
And mainly they're used in these like 4 examples. Spoon, chopsticks, hair, finger.
Finger.
Yeah.
So
maybe
for
toes too. 발가락.
발가락, 손가락,
Yeah.
발가락. So 가락 is a word you use to refer to long objects.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, and 숟가락 is spoon. And you had 수저, right?
수저.
And you used the second letter.
저.
젓가락.
젓가락.
젓가락 is chopsticks.
Okay.
And-
숟가락, 젓가락.
Yeah, and when you're eating in a Korean restaurant, you're seated and you see the already prepared 숟가락 and 젓가락. That's fine, but like whenever you drop something, if you drop
Then
a
you have
spoon,
to ask for a new spoon
Yeah.
or some new chopsticks. Do you know which one is placed on the left side and which one is on the right side?
I think it's usually the spoon on the left side.
Yeah,
and-
spoon is towards the plate
Yeah,
inside, and then the chopsticks are usually on the outside.
Yeah. And do you know what sound people use, like what word people use to describe the dropping sound? Because in Korean,
When I drop my pen, let's
spoon.
say.
But now it's like 뚝.
Yeah, but what kind of sound?
In the case of a spoon, I guess it's like 땡그랑
땡그랑.
with bowls.
땡그랑.
Yeah, bowls and I know it's weird, but 땡그랑.
It's funny.
Yeah, so
땡그랑.
you drop a 숟가락 땡그랑 and then you have to call 저기요 숟가락 주세요.
숟가락 주세요.
Yeah.
주세요 is please give me. When you're requesting for something, you can add the phrase 주세요. 밥 주세요. 물 주세요. Give
Yeah.
me rice. Give me water.
Yeah.
수저 주세요. Give me chopsticks and spoons.
Yeah, and if you are in a restaurant and the servers seem to be not so interested in giving you chopsticks and spoons, 숟가락, 젓가락, they might be actually hidden under your table.
Oh yeah,
There might
I've
be a-
seen that.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes they have like a
drawer.
drawer under the table on the side.
Yeah.
And then or they have a little box on the table.
That's
and,
easier to guess.
And sometimes you don't see it. You're like, what is this box? And then you open it and you see lots of spoons and chopsticks.
That's right. So those are two words. Please remember before coming to Korea, 숟가락 and
젓가락.
젓가락.
Okay.
And then when you eat, you have your main dish.
Yeah.
But then you have lots
Side
of
dishes.
side dishes.
Uh-huh. How do you
Those-
call that?
Those are called 반찬.
So you can say 반찬 주세요.
반찬 주세요.
반찬 더 주세요.
더, more.
More, right?
Yeah.
더 주세요. 더.
Yeah, today I found this really like rare gem in Seoul because in Seoul it's I guess the prices are going up a little bit, so you can see that many restaurants are cutting down on the number of 반찬.
Side dishes.
Yeah.
Ah.
But today the one that I went to didn't cost much, but they gave us 30 side dishes.
30?
30. Like
Whoa.
little pieces, but then still they were really all clean and
Wow.
really neat. So I was really impressed.
You have to give me that address. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
We
I
should go
love
together.
side dishes.
Yeah, it's near our office and it was really, like everything was really good. I was very happy with the choice.
And you don't have to worry, listeners. You're not paying for each side dish. It's considered service or
Yeah.
service. So it's free, basically.
Well, yeah, not technically free.
Well, I mean, they
'Cause it's
include it maybe
included
in the price,
price.
but the price is still very affordable. So.
Yeah, and even if you ask for more 반찬, they're not going to charge, oh, it's going to be 301 more.
No, they don't do that. Except if you're asking maybe sometimes for meat panchan
Yeah.
or 생선 panchan or maybe crab panchan. Sometimes they might ask for maybe $1 more.
Yeah.
But it's pretty rare.
Yeah, and I've never seen any restaurant either refusing to give more side dishes or charging more if those side dishes are vegetables.
Yeah.
Like even eggs, vegetables, they just always give you an
Give you more.
infinite supply.
However, sometimes some restaurants they don't do the service, so they don't bring it to your table, and it's self service.
Yeah, they have a self bar, and it's just right there.
So basically, you go and you pick whatever you want, and you choose the amount,
Yeah.
and you fill in the plates.
Yeah, and the first time those were introduced to Korea, I think that was like 15 years ago or so. I remember seeing them being installed in many restaurants, and
Yeah.
I guess many restaurant owners were afraid that people would just
Take the whole thing?
take the whole thing and eat a lot of it. So or just waste a lot of food.
Yeah.
So I saw many restaurants saying like on signs and stuff like, please take only the amount that you will eat.
Finish everything.
If you don't finish, we can charge a fine up to this much money. But
which is good. I think, don't waste food. Come on, just take however much you are going to eat. And you can go again if you want more.
Exactly. And I've never heard of a story where somebody actually paid a fine for wasting food.
Of course.
Yeah. So I guess those three words are for today.
Yeah.
숟가락, 젓가락, and 반찬.
So 숟가락, 젓가락 together. You can also say 수저, and then 반찬 주세요. 주세요 is to when you ask for more. 주세요, 밥 주세요, 물 주세요. Sometimes rice and water is also 셀프 서비스. So you can go and fill in your rice bowl again.
Yeah.
I've seen places like that.
Usually around college campuses, many restaurant owners consider the students as their like children, like extended family.
I like those places.
So they will talk to you in 반말, like casual language, like right from the beginning. 앉아.
It's actually pretty comfortable and it's fun.
Yeah, depends on the person though.
Yeah. Okay, we'll play some music and we'll come back. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, listeners, 현우 선생님 is here from talktomeinkorean.com. Take it easy, use the message board. This is 제국의 아이들, 숨소리, breathe. Yes, welcome back, everyone. That was 제아, 숨소리. What does 숨소리 mean?
The sound.
소리 is sound.
Yeah, sound of breathing.
숨소리.
It can be romantic, but it can be gross sometimes.
Yeah, 숨소리.
I often hear 거친 숨소리.
거친.
Like rough. When you're out of breath, like sometimes 거친 숨소리 is related to like really manly,
guys.
Yeah, manliness.
거친 숨소리. Sometimes in concerts, if you go to maybe K-pop concerts, you will hear Korean artists when they're on stage. 소리 질러.
소리 질러.
And like shout. 소리 질러. Yeah, shout.
Yeah.
Cry out loud something or
So
you might hear them say that.
소리.
소리.
And since 소리 is so easy to remember and also the sound is pretty, I hear I see many brands with like 소리 and
소리.
they write it in English like
S-O-R-I.
Yeah, sorry. And
소리.
it's kind of a universal thing to say like 소리.
But Korean people also use 소리.
Sorry.
소리. You have to make the S a bit stronger, and 소리 is sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Maybe we can get into it in more detail later on in another show, but people tend to use English or Konglish words when they feel like they're like apologizing or thanking somebody. People say thank you instead of 고마워 because 고마워 sounds like cringeworthy,
Sure.
So...
Okay. Now, right before the song break, we were talking about restaurants and how when you go to a restaurant, you probably need to ask maybe for chopsticks and a spoon. So, 젓가락 is chopstick, spoon is 숟가락, both of them 수저, and then we were also talking about side dishes.
That's right.
반찬. So we'll continue to talk about restaurants next week, and it's basically the theme of the month. So we're basically teaching you vocabulary and expressions related to eating out and going to restaurants. So if you have any questions, you can always send them in. In part 2 for our new season, we're basically learning Korean from either a K-pop song or also Korean drama.
That's right.
So K-pop and dramas.
Yeah. Today we have a song by Big Bang, right?
Big Bang, the big group, and they released some new songs recently, including Loser.
And more and more K-pop bands are releasing songs that have only an English title, like this one.
Yeah,
doesn't have a Korean title. Loser. Well,
but everyone understands.
Winner,
loser.
Yeah. And also the term loser became a huge controversy when like somebody mentioned this word like on a TV show or something like a few years back, and thanks to that show, many people heard about the term loser. You know, now everybody knows
pretty
what
common.
Yeah, very common.
Yeah.
Not that it's a good word. It's
No.
a common word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will go through, I guess, the lyrics. And Hyunwoo, maybe you can also highlight a few words or expressions that can be interesting for our listeners.
That's right. Can we or are we going to listen to a small portion of the song?
We will actually listen to the whole song
After this segment.
after we detail the lyrics.
Okay.
But we can start with that.
Okay, this is the first part. Like, this is a great song, and I really like it. I think it's catchy, and like the moment they start singing, these parts come out. So, loser, 외톨이.
외톨이. 외톨이 is the Korean word for loser?
No, not really.
It's
Loser doesn't really have an equivalent in Korean.
No.
People just say loser in Konglish.
loser.
loser.
Okay.
But 외톨이 is a loner, a lone wolf, or like somebody who is lonely.
Okay.
센 척하는 겁쟁이. 겁쟁이 is
겁.
yeah,
겁 is fear.
fear. So
Fear.
겁쟁이 is a coward. 센 척하는, who pretends to be strong.
Strong. 세다 is to be strong.
Yeah. 못된 양아치. 양아치 is a very
양아치.
very cultural term. I don't know if people. I'm not even sure if people have like an agreed
Definition?
understanding or definition of this word, because so many people think of it as different things. 양아치 is somebody who is like a
Like a bad guy.
bad guy,
양아치.
like, always hitting on girls,
Uh-huh.
and also not very faithful
Okay.
and not very true to his words. Not a good thing.
Not someone you can rely on and not someone you can trust, for sure.
Yeah, usually young people, young men, this is never used toward girls. 못된 is also like bad.
Okay.
So, bad guy
Okay.
in general. 거울 속에 넌, you in the mirror,
거울 is mirror.
just a loser.
Just
It's English.
a loser.
외톨이, one more time, loner or a lonely person. 상처뿐인 머저리. So, as you can see, it rhymes. 외톨이, 상처뿐인 머저리, right? And 머저리 is like a
What is
fool.
머저리?
Fool.
Fool.
Yeah.
머저리.
머저리 is a fool. 상처뿐인 means like full of scars or hurt feelings.
상처. 상처 주지 마.
상처 주다 is to hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
So 상처 주지 마 means do not hurt my or somebody's feelings.
상처가 많다. You have a lot of scars. 상처 is scar and 많다 is to have. So
Yeah.
and 많이 is a lot. So
Heartbreak basically. 상처. 더러운 쓰레기. This is quite strong. Dirty trash.
trash.
Yeah.
쓰레기 is pretty bad and pretty intense in Korean language. When you
Yeah.
use it, especially to describe someone, 쓰레기 is
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know if in English you describe someone as trash.
Trash.
It's not
He's
as
trash.
common. You know?
Yeah, it wouldn't be considered like horrible.
Yeah. I mean,
But in Korean, it's much worse.
yeah, in Korean it's much worse and it's much more common. Yeah,
Yeah.
더러운 쓰레기, like dirty trash.
Yeah.
And 거울 속에 난, I'm a loser. Or me in the mirror.
In the mirror.
I'm a loser. So basically, he's talking about how he has failed as a lover or as a man.
Yeah. To be honest, when this song came out, I didn't really like it because it's quite pessimistic, and I didn't like the lyrics so much. Loser, why would you want to sing a song like that? You know, it doesn't really match with Big Bang and the image I have of Big Bang.
Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised, to be honest.
Well, but the words in here, like, even though they're really strong, I think Koreans also often call themselves really bad things when they're disappointed in themselves.
Okay.
For example, 겁쟁이, 외톨이, 머저리, 쓰레기, 양아치. These are very bad words if you are calling other people these.
Sure, but here he's basically calling himself. This.
Because the person is in the mirror, like, it's you. So, 머저리, like, you're not hurting anybody else's feelings. You're just hating yourself.
Is there any part that you think is very important here? A word that we can teach our listeners who just began learning Korean?
I think 겁쟁이 is a very important word.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
겁쟁이?
we all need to be brave. And we shouldn't be a coward when it comes to opportunities.
겁쟁이.
겁쟁이.
겁쟁이 되지 마세요.
Yeah, 겁쟁이.
Don't become someone who has many fears.
Yeah, and whenever you have a word, it doesn't work with everything, but you put 쟁이 at the end, it means somebody who is full of it.
Full of it.
Yeah, so for example, 욕심 is desire or greed or lust.
쟁이.
Yeah, 쟁이. So 욕심쟁이 is
욕심쟁이.
somebody who is very greedy.
Greedy.
Yeah.
I know another one. 거짓말쟁이.
거짓말쟁이 is a good
Someone
example.
who's like a liar.
Yeah.
거짓말 is a lie. So if you add 쟁이, it refers to that person who keeps lying.
You're like a professional liar.
Yeah. 거짓말쟁이.
And also, 욕 is curse words, swear words. 욕쟁이.
욕쟁이.
Yeah, it's like somebody who is always saying swear words.
쓰레기.
Just like
No,
you.
I'm joking. 선생님.
So,
Okay.
욕쟁이. And some restaurants have 욕쟁이 할머니. Like
That's true. That's funny.
Really old 아줌mas, like ladies.
Yeah, a
who
grandmother.
Would, who would like swear at you the moment you enter. Like, I haven't been to one, but
Yeah, I've
apparently
heard.
there are some restaurants where they like become.
And people go there because it's just funny and they want to see the person, insulting them and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I won't say anything bad on air, but
No.
like they say something like "앉아라 이놈아," right
Sit
after
down, you. Okay, we'll play some music, everyone. I hope it was interesting. We're actually going to play this song, and we will continue, of course, to teach you some words and expressions from Korean K-pop songs, but also from dramas. So if you want us to focus on maybe a song or a drama that you like, you can also give us some suggestions, and we will use those on the program. This is Big Bang Loser. Loser.
So that's very different from the original song, Adrian.
Yeah, I know. Loser. That was a song by Big Bang, and I guess in this song you have a lot of emotions that are contained. Not only you not being able to find the right person or not being the ideal man, but also I guess a message to maybe the young Korean generation that is struggling to strive forward and to find a job and to be successful, and it's very competitive, and it's just very difficult these days.
I'm not. I'm sure they are not calling them losers. They're just like sending out a message, and people can relate to the story.
Yeah.
They feel also frustration, and they
Yeah.
feel like they're a loser, but basically they're not, right?
Especially for young people in their 20s here in Korea, it's extremely hard to find a job these days, even if you graduate from university. It's a problem, it's a big issue, and so there's a lot of frustration, I guess.
That's right, yeah.
So I guess Big Bang is using that in this song, and they're using the word loser here.
And also earlier I mentioned that it's a Konglish term too, but it's like, the English expression loser is broader.
Yeah.
And in Korea, some people use it as a different meaning, loser, because like on a show, somebody mentioned that a girl mentioned that
Short guys are losers, basically.
Yeah. So guy who is like not taller than 180 centimeters, which I am not.
So you're a loser.
So I'm a loser in that case, according to her.
So this was a big issue a few years ago.
Yeah.
And so here in Korea, of course, it's not used in a good way. And it's, it refers to this general sense of difficult, I guess, obstacles, difficult situations that you have a hard time getting out of.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the song, but we'll continue on with your questions. And listeners, you can send in your comments, your curiosities. Hyunwoo 선생님 is here to answer your questions every single week. I'm going to jump into the first one. I know many of our listeners like to watch dramas. Sometimes they don't understand the language.
Yeah.
So they also follow the storyline with the subtitles.
That's right. And when you follow the storyline through subtitles, sometimes it is useful to watch the show with Korean subtitles on.
That too.
And then because of that, we got the first question.
Yeah, the first question was about food in a way. 달걀 versus 계란.
Yeah.
So egg.
Yeah.
How you say egg in Korean.
And apparently in that drama where this person who sent us that question was watching, the actors were saying 계란,
계란.
but the correct subtitle said 달걀.
달걀. So why is that?
Yeah.
Why is there a difference?
Well-
Two different words for the same object.
So both 달걀 and 계란 mean egg or eggs, and they're both okay. Like 계란 is just Chinese based, 달걀 is 닭의 알, 닭 is chicken, and 알 is egg. So
Okay.
달걀, it's a native Korean word. So I guess some people prefer 달걀 over 계란, but technically, like in laws and everything, both are okay.
Okay.
But some people, maybe the person who made the subtitles preferred 달걀. So they believed,
They changed it.
계란 is wrong. I have to write 달걀. So
Okay.
you have to know both. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's for you. Maybe you can also put this on your little notes here. 달걀 and 계란 means egg in Korean. Now, we have another one, and someone, you can also ask us to translate maybe some questions or phrases for you. And here, this person was interested in the sentence, isn't it obvious?
Isn't it obvious?
Isn't it obvious? How do you say that in Korean?
Well, it's a very fun sounding phrase because
Why?
it's 뻔하지 않아요?
뻔하지 않아요?
You have to pronounce it really well. 뻔.
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 So it's a
뻔하다.
double B.
Double 비읍.
비읍.
Yeah.
Double
뻔하다.
비읍. 뻔. Not 뻔하다. 뻔.
뻔하다 or
Or
뻔하다.
뻔하다.
Yeah.
No, it's 뻔.
뻔하다. So 뻔하지 않아요?
뻔하지 않아요?
Isn't it obvious?
뻔해. What's 뻔해 then?
It is obvious.
Obvious.
Yeah,
뻔해.
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 뻔해요. So for example, it's obvious that they are in a team together. It's obvious
뻔해.
they're friends. Obvious they are lying. 뻔해요.
결과는 뻔해.
결과는 뻔해요. The result is obvious, predictable.
Yeah.
And 뻔한 거짓말.
뻔한 거짓말. Yeah, we talked about lies.
Yeah, it's an obvious lie.
Obvious lie. 뻔한 거짓말.
Yeah.
뻔. So obvious is 뻔하다.
So 뻔하지 않아요?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next one here. This is also quite interesting. You know how in Korean language we have different levels of politeness
Yes.
when we talk. And in Korea, if you become friends with someone, at some point you're going to drop and just use casual language
Yeah.
together if you become friends. So how do you ask someone to use 반말?
Yeah.
So how do you say that?
So
Or
if you're the same age, you might have to go through this. You have to conquer this awkwardness of having to ask, shall we move on to the 반말 stage?
Yeah.
Because 반말 is really, really good in forming a stronger bond
sure.
in the friendship. And
So you narrow the gap
Yeah.
between the two individuals.
some people are really bad at it, though. You know, they
Some people, even if you meet them regularly or quite often, they will never drop
Yeah.
from formal language to 반말.
Yeah, the phrase itself that you have to say is 우리 말 놓을까요?
말 놓을까요?
Yeah, 말 is your language. 놓다 is to put it down.
To drop.
Yeah, to drop it, to set it
놓다.
down. Yeah,
Put
말
it down.
놓을까요? Because you were holding it up like, up to this
What
formality.
about the opposite? 말 올릴까요?
높일까요? 높이다.
But do they use that? 말 no, they don't use that.
no, not
you never. No, if you start being friends, you're not going to suddenly just raise the
Like we're enemies
language
now.
level.
We're enemies now. Shall we stop using 반말?
말 높여서 얘기해.
But
Raise your language level.
Yeah, so
so
that's-
doesn't really make sense.
yeah, that's the phrase 말 놓을까요? But back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
some people are really bad at it, and two of my coworkers were both speaking to each other in 존댓말, formal language, and one girl is actually younger than the other girl, 2 years older.
Oh,
So we actually had to
force them.
force them by making them film a video where she's teaching the audience how to say that in a video. So she had to do it for work.
Wow.
That was like a few days ago. And now she's using 반말 to
Good.
the girl. So some people are really bad. They have to be forced.
Yeah. And even sometimes you say 우리 말 놉시다. But then you still continue. You're like, you decided to drop and to become friends and to talk more casually, but then it's maybe a habit, so it's hard for you to.
And I'm like that too. So I always say, yes, shall we do that next time we meet? So next time.
How would you say that?
다음부터.
다음부터. Next time we will talk more casually.
Yeah, 다음부터. But then next time
항상
might happen like.
It's always next time.
Yeah, 3 months later. Too late.
Okay. I don't think we'll have time for, or maybe just quickly one more, let's say. 정리하다. I'm trying to use all the time we have for our listeners because they're always waiting for more Korean. So 정리하다, what are the different meanings of this verb?
Okay, so we got this question like 정리하다 seems to be used in many different ways, but 정리하다 can be
정리하다. 정리하다 is to basically clean, no?
Yeah.
정리, like I can clean
up.
my desk.
Or
책상 정리하다.
Or you can rearrange things in the bookshelf.
Yeah.
정리하다 to make it clean and more neat.
Or like 서류, like my documents.
Yeah.
Like 서류 정리하다.
You can classify them. You can basically like neating things up. But then, well, 정리하다 can be used to mean to break up.
Okay.
Because if you're in a very sticky situation, 정리하다, clean up means to get out of that situation.
Okay, I
or
see.
the relationship. So 정리하다.
To end the relationship.
Yes.
정리하다.
So if you hear 정리하다 in a drama, in a romantic relationship kind of environment, you can assume that it's to break up.
So can you say like 남자친구랑 정리했어?
남자친구랑
랑
정리했어요.
남자친구랑 정리했어요.
Yeah.
So like it means I basically broke up with my boyfriend.
So it is a very common and unique usage, I guess.
Yes, everyone, stay in love.
That's good advice.
All right, Hyunwoo, thank you very much for your time, and we'll have another edition of Hey Korean next week. Listeners, if you have any comments, any questions, please send them in, and we will try our best to make you happy and basically to teach you Korean. Hyunwoo, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
All right, we'll play some music, everyone. This is 지연, 1분 1초, Never Ever.